If you are suffering from lower back pain, let me show you one of the most common reasons why people experience this, okay? Now, what we need to imagine is that Skelly has this muscle deep inside its core that runs all the way around its waist horizontally. I'm gonna use this strap to show you this muscle. Now imagine these muscles aren't very strong and they're not toned. If these muscles don't have strength and tension, then what happens is what? It doesn't have a lot of support in the core, right? And that means there's more movement in the lower back, which means there's more opportunities to grind your disc down, compress your nerves, and cause lower back pain. Instead, what we want is this. We want to be able to cinch up those muscles, making it tighter. And that tightness inside the core is going to allow us to protect our lower back pain as we go through our daily life with better movement. So right now, I'm gonna show you 2 movements that are gonna help strengthen those deep core muscles that act almost like a corset, stabilizing your core and protecting your lower back. Follow along. Okay, this first core movement for your lower back is one that I'm pretty sure that you've never seen before. It is called the oyster. And it has a really special cue in this movement that's gonna force you to use those muscles that I talked about in the beginning of this video. So follow along and pay close attention to that one special cue that I'll be sharing with you, because if you do it right, you're gonna feel all those muscles in your core activating, and you'll know that you did it right when those muscles start shaking like this, because they probably haven't worked like that for a long time. So make sure you have a nice soft surface that you're gonna lay down on. And what you're gonna do is start by laying down on your back like this. The cue I really want you to focus on here is this. Pressing your lower back into the ground and pressing into the ground so hard that you're trying to lift both the bottom of your hip as well as your shoulder blades off the ground at the same time, okay? So first we're gonna press the lower back on the ground, bring our body into this position, then you're gonna bring both legs up with your knees to the outside like this. Now you're gonna bring your hands in the middle, you can push your hands together if that helps, and you're gonna reach forward between your legs while also reaching your knees towards your body. So as you can see, I'm lifting from the upper body and I'm lifting from the lower body at the same time. Now you're gonna hold this position while you breathe shallow. And immediately you're gonna start to feel your core muscles go crazy. And if you hold it, eventually you'll start to feel everything start to shake. Oh my goodness, you're gonna feel those muscles activating like nothing you've ever experienced before. The big key here is it's really easy to relax the lower body or the upper body while you're doing this movement. And it's really important to keep reminding yourself every few seconds, reach with the hands, reach with the knees, reach with the hands, reach with the knees, and hold, 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 hold. The goal should be to be able to hold this movement with the tailbone off the ground and the shoulder blades off the ground for 1 full minute. But you don't have to start there. It's probably too difficult for most people. So here's how I like to break it down. You can start by doing 6 sets of 10 seconds, resting 10 to 20 seconds between each set. Now that's gonna help you build the strength to hold this movement for a shorter period of time while getting that full minute of volume that's gonna help you strengthen your mind-muscle connection with these muscles. From there, once you're able to do 6 sets of 10 seconds, try doing 4 sets of 15 seconds. Keep practicing that for a week or 2 until it starts to feel more comfortable for you. Then you can switch to 3 sets of 20 seconds for a few weeks, followed by 2 sets of 30 seconds, followed by 2 sets of 45 seconds, and finally trying to hold that movement with perfect form, lifting the tailbone and the shoulders for 1 full minute. If you only do this for 1 minute, 3 days per week, it's going to strengthen all of those deep core muscles we talked about in the beginning of this video, which are going to help support that lower back pain, making it feel significantly better. All right, but I still got one more movement for you that you're not going to want to miss, because you have to strengthen each side of your body and you have to make sure that you have symmetry in the muscles on the sides of your body. Otherwise, it'll always pull your pelvis out of alignment and cause lower back. I'll show you that one. Okay, this next move is focused on strengthening the sides of your core, those same muscles, but running along each side. And what I really want you to focus on is if there is an imbalance between one side and the other. Now, what this will likely feel like is one side feels pretty easy, natural, doesn't feel clunky at all. The other side, you're like, how come I can't hold this position without feeling uncomfortable or without feeling like these muscles aren't working properly? And what we want to do is we want to focus on creating symmetry and balance on both sides of the body. So while you're practicing this movement, it may seem counterintuitive, but start on the side that feels easy and natural to you. Pay close attention to how your body feels in this position. And then when you move to the opposite side that doesn't feel quite as natural, try to feel the same way in that position as you did on the other side. Just keep that in the front of your mind as you do this, because again, the purpose here is to create symmetry on both sides of your body. So that way your pelvis doesn't get tilted one direction, causing lower back pain. All right. So let me show you how to do this with good form. Pay close attention to these form cues because they're also really important. So this is called the kneeling side plank. You're going to start on the side of your body. You're going to put your elbow down flat like this and your palm flat on the ground. From there, you're going to stack your knees like this, and you're going to lift your hips toward the sky and extend them forward. So we're not going to keep the hips broken backwards like this. We're going to extend the hips forward. And the goal right here is this, to have a straight line between your knees, through your belly button, between your chest, all the way through your chin, all the way to the top of your head. And to not be opening up like this or rotating your body from side to side in any sort of way. Now, in this position, you can also do this. You can also open your knees, which will also strengthen the muscles on the outsides of your hips at the same time as the muscles on the side of your body. This can be really helpful with lower back pain because then you're actually working on the core and the lower body at the same time, creating that balance of symmetry that you can hopefully use to not get lower back pain in the future. Now, in this position, one mistake that almost everybody makes is this. They do the side plank and they use their shoulder to facilitate the motion. So what that looks like is this. I'm here and I'm pushing my elbow out this way, and I'm not actually moving. I'm just pushing using the muscles of my shoulder and my neck. We want to correct that here. And what this is going to do is going to make this movement a lot harder. But please don't do this the wrong way for longer periods of time and then end up with strains in your shoulder or in your neck. Instead, do this the right way. You might only be able to hold for 10 seconds if you follow along to this one cue. So instead of pushing up with your arm like this, you're going to imagine trying to drag your elbow towards your ribs like this. Again, you're not going to move. Your elbow is just going to pull this direction. And what you should feel is the muscles underneath your armpit and on the sides of your body will start to fire significantly harder, like several times more challenging than when you were doing it before. So again, focus on the position first, push the knees or the hips forward, open the knees if you'd like to work on the outside of the hips too. Nice straight line, and then drag your elbow towards your ribs, just this subtle motion right there, and keep dragging it and holding that position. It's gonna make it so much harder. But the goal right here is just to be able to do this with perfect form for around 10 seconds when you start out. Now in the long term, just like with the oyster, your goal should be able to hold this for 60 full seconds while making sure to drag that elbow towards your body the entire time. It's a lot harder than it sounds. But the way to do this is you can pair this along with the oyster to make a nice core workout for people with lower back pain. So what that looks like, again, is this. You're gonna do 6 sets of 10 seconds, only this time you're gonna do 10 seconds of the oyster, 10 seconds of the kneeling side plank on the left side, and then 10 seconds of the kneeling side plank on the right side. And you'll repeat that for 6 full rounds. From there, you'll go to 4 sets of 15 seconds on each of those 3 movements. And you can rest as much as you need between each movement to make sure that the focus is perfect form, okay? From there, you can go down to 3 sets of 20 seconds, and then 2 sets of 30 seconds, and then 2 sets of 45 seconds, and finally, just 1 round of 60 seconds for each position. Now that means we just put together a workout routine that's going to strengthen your core and protect your lower back that can take as little as 3 minutes to make sure that you've activated all the proper muscles and strengthened the muscles that are going to help you create that symmetry and work those deep core muscles that are going to support your lower back. Hey, I hope you enjoyed these 2 core movements for people with lower back. If you're not sure what to do for the rest of your body, well, let WeShape build you a workout for free. All you have to do is click right there. Otherwise, I'll bet you'll be interested in this video if you're currently struggling with lower back.